Feel alright? Did you ever question any of the things they taught you while you were at school? Did you ever question, oh my teacher, why do you take me for a fool? Yeah, rise up, you got to rise. Rise up, you wake up and rise. Rise up, you got to rise. Rise up, you wake up and rise. When you're alone, search the love, the There's so don't be afraid, a better place has yet to come. When you most need to reach a future, all they do is lead you to yourself. Take your mind, a lesson's on the gun. It's like everything's alive of a brand new sun. Oh, the time's up. Rise up, got to rise. Rise up, you wake up and rise. Rise up, you got to rise. Rise up, you wake up and rise. We meditate, communicate, estimate. Just can't live. Rise up, you wake up and rise. Rise up, you got to rise. Rise up, you wake up and rise. Wake up and take away a contract. Take away a future. Rise up, you got to rise. Take away a contract. Take away a future. Rise up.
Rise up. You got to rise. What's happening? You know what this is. It's Sunday. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles live. Greetings to everyone around the world. Hello. I hope you're well. It's nice to see you. Let's have some fun today. You know, somebody said to me about the show that it's a high energy show. Do a high energy show here, and I guess we do. You know, we keep it moving, and it's a high energy show. So here we go. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, and Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards. Let me say this right off the bat. New York Hardcore Comics opened back in 2013 when lifelong friends Debo the Pro and Lee Fraley combined their collections and obsessions for comic books, punk rock, toys, statues, magic, the gathering, and all things horror. The store is located at 117 Main Street in Dobbs Ferry, New York. If you want to support them during the pandemic, please contact them via email at newyorkhardcorecomics@gmail.com. There we go. New York Hardcore Comics, our oldest and most solid sponsor. Actually, all our sponsors are solid. Federico, what's happening in Norway, brother? Hope you're well. What else? Paulie Pork Chops checking in from hell. I mean Florida via Long Island. Good one, Paulie. B. Whittles, smoking, chilling, do good things, and bad shit still happens. Listen, man, you know, there's a book called when bad things happen to good people, and these things happen in life, man. Bad things happen, but we try to, you know, I'm not going to say we try. We keep it positive. Do good things. Good things will come to you. Don't be bad. Be good. Do good things. I'm imploring you to do good things. What's happening, Gregor, in Scotland? What's happening in Scotland? What's up, Matt Banks? I'm glad you're here, bro. I waited to really get things going before you started. Hey, let's talk about a couple of upcoming shows. Next up, this Wednesday, we are super stoked. We got JJ from Discharge on the show. Let me get rid of that banner and get that out of your face. So JJ's coming up this Wednesday. Make sure you check that out. This should be cool. JJ's originally a New Jersey guy, and you know, fell in with those guys. He sang for Broken Bones, and then he made his way into Discharge. So here we go on Wednesday. JJ from Discharge. Then after that, the lead-in show to the Bowery Electric Sunday Matinee video streaming event that we're doing with Stigma. The lead-in show is Craig Silverman. Here we go, from Agnostic Front, Slapshot, and Only Living Witness. That's a week from today. So please check in for that. That's it. That said, I want to keep things. Yes, Discharge rules, man. Big influence on all us punk rock motherfuckers, right? Is Discharge. I mean, serious delirious. Andrew S. Hey, Sunday night greetings from Nuremberg, Germany. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Nick Black Sabbath, what's up, bro? PMA, brother. Happy Jack, what's happening? Yeah, man. Good to see everybody checking in. Samuel in Fort Collins, Colorado. Right on. Do you know our sponsor, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, Samuel? Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards are located in Lakewood, Colorado. Is that near Fort Collins? I'm sure Colorado's the size of Connecticut, right? It's a teeny state, right? It's the Rocky Mountain headquarters for all things punk, hardcore, metal. Established in 2014, they have the largest selection of records, CDs, shirts, stickers, patches, and accessories between Chicago and Los Angeles. From the pit to the ditch, they got your back. Get in touch with them at www.chainreactionrecords.com. We got to get Josh back on the show soon. Talk about what's coming through the show and what's happening. What's happening in Belgium? Love Belgium. Played the Iperfest a couple years ago. Love it, man. No, I'm not growing the beard back, actually. I'm trying to give myself a bite because I got the big show, coming up next week. So I'm trying to time things out, Can't shave every day or every other day, You guys know what I mean. Shaving etiquette. Anyway, let's bring on Steven Messina. Let's do photo of the day. Here we go. Hardcore Shutterbug. What's up?
What's up?
There he is.
Happy
at home.
To be home. Oh yes.
There he is. Hold on. Let me get your thing up. The Hardcore Shutterbug. There he is.
Nice.
Do you like that one or do you like that one?
I like them both.
All right. I'll just go back and forth like this. All right. Hey, let's just jump right into it, huh?
Let's do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let me let me find it and I want to make it full screen, the whole bit. Here we go with photo of the day. Let me get that. Boom. Bim Scala Bim. Let's see. Now, you sent me a couple of these from this. Let's see if anybody out there can get the first one. Here we go. Anybody? Hey, Upstate Rick, what's up, bro? There you go. Anybody? Come on. Billy Idol, good one. That's a good one. Billy Idol. I like that.
These are freshly scanned.
Flesh for fantasy. We want flesh for fantasy. Yeah. Spike Polite. Oh, that's a good one. Spike Polite from Sewage. Good one, Chucky. That's a good one. Let me put another. Let me put its companion piece up. All right. That was funny, guys. We like funny. Funny's good. Try to keep it fun here. Hold on. I'm trying to get it up. I'm not sure why it's not behaving, but let's try again.
We've all said that.
Here we go. Here's another one from that roll.
Yeah.
Let it roll. Here you go. Would that be Mike Scandato? No, not Mike Scandato. All right. GBH?
Boom.
Oh, no. Duff from Guns N' Roses. That's a good one. Okay. Colin GBH, Colin GBH, Colin GBH. John Wolf got it first. Oh, here you go. Is this Colin GBH? Jock and Colin GBH.
This is GBH.
All right, tell us about it.
This is, I've been digging, because of the lockdown, I've been digging into the old 35 millimeter books that haven't been scanned in and grabbing randomly. And today I randomly grabbed the 1987 book. So this is 1987, GBH at Sundance in Bayshore, which was like the Long Island CBGBs. And the show, I believe, was GBH, Napalm, and The Accused. And it was the No Need to Panic tour, I think had just come out. And one of my favorite bands from back then. And it was also the first time I actually ever saw GBH.
You know, I've never seen GBH play.
I've heard that they're as good as they ever were.
Me and Ryan Aubin. Me and Ryan have never seen GBH play. And I've had a lot of opportunities. You know, I don't even know. I don't know if we've played with them, but, you know, sometimes you play with bands and you still don't see them play. You know, like just because you're like, you know, you do your set and you're backstage, like, you know, trying to recover. And we didn't play with them, but I'm just saying that happens sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely know the feeling.
Okay, here's another one from that.
Yeah, this was a great show, and I mean, obviously, like everybody, I'm like so in love with the City Baby Attacked by Rats album and the City Baby Revenge album, which is easily my favorite. And those records just really all still stand up. And I've heard nothing but good things about their recent years and their recent stuff, although I'm guilty of not having checked out the most recent album. So,
you know, to me, like the GBH guys always seemed so much older than the rest of us. Like when they always seemed like, you know, older guys, you know?
Oh yeah.
And now they look like real older guys, but hey, but they're still doing it, man.
Yeah.
They're still doing it, you know?
This show, by the way, was the show that Danny Lilker was at, and I took that shot.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and he was backstage, and that was the shot that ended up in the New York Hardcore Chronicles film.
Oh, I gotta find that. Hold on.
In the opening montage, as a matter of fact.
I gotta find that. I gotta find that photo.
Yeah, that was a great one. And and in 1987, running into Dan Lilker backstage, you know, I was like, you know, he was you see how big and imposing he is anyway. It was so cool, and he was great, and we all had a great time, you know, drinking beers backstage with GBH. And
here it is. I got it, bro. Here it is. Hold on. This is fucking mint. You talking about this photo?
That's the one. I got to send you the bigger scan of that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was backstage. And
nothing beats the Danny Lilker shirt. The Danny Lilker wearing the Youth of Today shirt with the beer, holding the beer. You can't beat that with a baseball bat.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's fucking mint.
Yeah,
all right.
That was great. That was it. And I literally I was like scrambling this morning because I was just scanning them like an hour before the show, going, I got to get these done. So,
well, thank you. That was good. GBH got there you go. All roads lead back to Lilker.
That's it.
Right on. They kind of do. They kind of do in a lot of ways. We love Danny Lilker. I spoke to Danny recently, and he told me he was walking through Penn Station, and someone said, "Hey, I know you. I saw you on the New York Hardcore Chronicles live."
Oh, that's awesome.
In Penn Station. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. So, yeah, it's 6 degrees of separation. Welcome to 6 degrees of separation with Danny Lilker. On today's
Spook Kevin Bacon. We got Dan Lilker.
Yeah, right. Anyway, thanks, man. We'll talk to you in a bit.
You got it.
All right, take care. What's happening? It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, and Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards. I hope everybody around the world is doing well and doing good things. And I'm firmly convinced now we have a high energy show, and that's what part of the appeal is. So we're gonna keep it moving. Want to mention a couple of things. If you don't know, of course, this show is happening on Sunday. On Sunday, a week from today. Tickets are available. Where is that fucker? We had Vinny Stigma on the last show. This is happening a week from today. Please, tickets are available. This is important. This is a benefit for the venues in New York City. Tickets are available at theboweryelectric.com. Please support this event. This is an important event. We have Stigma, Antidote, NYHC, drama, The Craze, and listen, even if you think my band sucks, that's okay. Support this event. It's to support the stages, How could you think my band sucks? I think my band sucks. No, I don't. Just kidding. It's a very important cause. Get on it. Yes. Ticket bought. Got it. Thank you, everybody. Robert. Yeah, this is what's up, Laurent. How you doing, buddy? So yeah. So we're gonna touch on this. I know the drama. It's silly, man. Silliness. Been singing for Antidote for 36 years, 3 albums, hundreds of shows. Believe me, we're moving forward with our version of the band. Anyway, save our stages, support. Yes, please, hon. Grab a ticket. Hey, Paul, how are you, buddy? Anyway, let's keep it moving and grooving. What's up with Rat Bones? Rat Bones, you ready to come on? I'll take that as a yes. Buddy, what's up? Arf, there you go. Arf.
What's up, guys? What's up?
What's up, man? Wait, I want to run your banner. Hold on. There's your Rat Bones banner. Go ahead.
I got a good little eclectic mix today.
All right, good.
So we'll just jump right into it today, and then I got an announcement at the end.
Yep.
I'll tell you my GBH story another time. I got a great GBH story.
Okay, go ahead.
Right into the collectible of the day because I've been lagging a little bit. I want to get back into.
You got to get your collectible of the game.
My groove's got to come back. Everyone, let's get all excited for this. Today we're doing comics fresh off the streets of New York that I just bought. I got these all for like $2. I don't really go in for DC, but I like the cover, and I'm just going to run these comics quick.
Hey, who's whoa.
What's up?
Korak.
Yeah, like DC put out a lot of these. The next one's really good. This is like a Tarzan family Korak mix. I don't even know who Korak is, but I like that tomb on it, right?
Yeah.
But the next guy is, we can ask a little question here. This was,
Yo, that's my jam right there, bro.
dude. Commandi.
Yo.
Who would he have been in the Marvel universe? Let's see who can guess it.
Yo, you know who drew all that stuff, right?
Dan Kirby.
Jack Kirby.
Dan Kirby, baby. Look at this one, a 20 center.
I had that, bro. I had all those, bro.
Yeah. So see if anyone can guess who the Marvel version of Commandi is.
Oh, here we go. Jamal says that Korak is Tarzan's son.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Well, no one's going to get the question. Marvel's version of Commandi would have been Khazar, a blonde like Conan, Khazar with the tiger.
Khazar. Yeah. Was it Khazar?
You could also say that's going to tie into the toy of the day, because you could say that the toy of the day bit Khazar.
Can I say one quick thing about Commandi? I was a Marvel guy growing up. I was a big Marvel guy. You know, me and my crew, you know, Avengers, the Hulk, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. Like when I was a big comic. I love comics growing up.
Make mine Marvel.
There was a couple of DC titles though that I loved, and one of them was Commandi, and you know the other one was Swamp Thing, Bernie Righteous in Swamp Thing. Yeah, there was a couple of DC titles that I loved, and Commandi was one of them. Anyway, go ahead.
So we got the last two. They're not going to top Commandi, but I always like these what ifs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My favorite what if was what if Conan came in present time and he was like beating up the pimps and everything. It was like that's a good one. So, and then this is like a movie that came out that was kind of like a whack version of Conan too. Remember Crawl? Yeah, it was like a mix of like Conan and Star Wars and all that stuff. So I'll always buy a number one. You know, they were 50 cents. So that was my buy of the day. And then the collectible of the day is you could almost say that He-Man could have ripped off Khazar with the Battle Cat and everything, you know? So we got an original He-Man. That's the first run He-Man with the Battle Cat. Oh, see, my Battle Cat has battle damage on it. You see that?
Would you leave it on the radiator?
No, that's the way I bought it. But then we'll do a big toy of the day today, guys. A big collectible, because I could never see this thing enough. Let's see who can get it. What is this? Does anyone know what this is? The Haunted Mansion. What is that?
I don't know.
Drew, you don't know?
Let me see. Hold on. I don't know.
Let me help you out.
I know that's not the Planet of the Apes treehouse. That's for sure. Beastmaster?
Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, Castle Grayskull. Yeah. That's He-Man. He-Man.
He-Man.
He-Man.
And the cool thing, I can't open the door.
Oh, yeah, everybody's got it. Everybody's coming up with it.
Right.
Grayskull, the power of Grace. Even May in London's got it.
Yeah. When they did the comics of this, they have a key that Skeletor comes with a sword and He-Man comes with a sword, and you have to own both swords of Eternia to open the Castle Grayskull. So that's the whole point of He-Man and Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
So that's the collectible of the day, and I want to just throw this in the mix.
Wait, I got this too. Wait, I got this. Give us a little, what's going on with this? What's this?
That's a little teaser of the last of my series of 4 shirts I've been doing. I'm having a big sale this week. 300 Knickerbocker in Bushwick, 1 to 8, September 12th. There's going to be vendors, going to be a DJ, me DJing music. I've got all shirts, but this shirt's going to probably come out, for 2020, holiday season, October I'm shooting for. But can anybody guess what the picture is, what the iconic picture is? It's an iconic shot. I happen to be in it.
I know what it is.
Right, but you know, if anybody,
Can I say what it is?
sure.
It's the shot of you at City Gardens doing the Wall of Death.
Yes, and it is the final shirt in my series of Rat Bones Stories of the Mosh Pit shirt. Right, like, come on. But I want to put the last collectible up, and then
Here, wait. Here it is. I got it right here. Hold on, real quick. Hold on.
You got, you got the
There
shot.
you go. It's from that, right?
That's a Ken Salerno.
Yep.
Shot. Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Let's go.
It's a work in progress. And before I go, I hope to see everyone. It's going to be my birthday celebration, 53rd birthday, Saturday, September 12th, 300 Knickerbocker, Bushwick at second time around, 1 to 8, all day jam. Now let's get back to the music.
All right. Thanks, man.
Last thing I want to show, the last collectible I got for you guys, just to tie this in with the
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right.
More, bro.
Next
I got
time.
a show to do.
Next time, Drew.
Unless you could do, is it going to be quick?
2 seconds.
2 seconds. Go.
I want to just tie in, like, you know, bands rolled together back in the day, like in threes sometimes. You know, you could do a trinity of, like, maybe say Bad Brains, Murphy's Law, and a lot of people would always say Underdog. But for me, it would have been Token Entry, and especially this album. It's a cassette, so it's a collectible. But this album, Way to the World in 1990, I don't think a lot of people got it, and it got slept on really hard. And it's one of my favorites. And it's funny that Timmy Chunks went on to be with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, correct? Didn't he go on to manage it?
He worked for them, yeah.
This is very funky. It's very there, you know, Infectious Grooves. It's when everything was changing, and also when Israel was in Bad Brains, that mix. So I tied it all up in a bow.
All right.
But I love that album, Way to the World, Token Entry, and I can't wait to see Israel.
I'll see you in a bit.
Peace.
What's happening? There you go. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles live. Hey, we're gonna let me clear the deck here. We're gonna bring our guest on. Let me entertain you. Let's get all this other stuff off. Get off. Before we go any further with this, I want to mention a couple of my patrons that have jumped on board. If you don't know, if you're new to this show, please support the show, support me as an artist. www.patreon.com/Drew Stone. Different tiers of stuff. By the way, we are gearing up. Those that are on the $10 tier, we are gearing up to do the Drew Stone cinematic and music walking tour of New York City. It's going to happen next month. We're going to go out, a bunch of us, and we're going to do the tour. So check it out on Patreon. Be a patron on Patreon. I want to shout out John Cusera, a.k.a. Johnny Rock, Andre Harvey, Jay Fury from Fury of 5, M. Ray G, Cindy Villano, Chico, Anthony Green, Dave Basin, Andrew Shaw, and Sander Tenchi. So those are my new patrons. Those are our new patrons. Support this show. Things don't magically happen. So please, John, yes, check out Patreon after the show. Absolutely. Different tiers of cool stuff. I just put up a never before seen set of Marauder with Minus singing that I had in my archives. It's never been seen, from 1993. I posted it on Patreon this morning. So check that out. Some Fury 5 stuff I just put out, some Biohazard stuff, excerpts from my films. But that said, yeah, it's killer. It's killer. As Max from Sepultura would say, it's killer. So there you go. New videos almost daily. That's right. The Patreon page is our community within this community. So please come. There's a $2 tier, a $5 tier, a $10 tier, a $25 tier. You can handle it. Yeah, the Marauder set. I had that Marauder set. Man, I got shit. Oh, forget it. Yeah. All right. That said, there's the Patreon page. Come on. Get your shoes and socks on and support the show. Okay, here we go. Let's clear the deck. Let's bring our guest on. Let me get rid of all this. Here we go. Today's guest is an American singer and songwriter, born in Trinidad and raised in Long Island, New York. He is best known for his work with the bands Bad Brains and Fireburn. Coming at us from Los Angeles, California, please welcome Israel Joseph Makonnen I. Buddy.
Peace and blessings, Drew. How are you?
Rastafari, Selassie, what's happening?
Selassie, every time. The King of Kings, giving thanks to the King of Kings, the Most High, Jah Rastafari. How you doing?
Thank you so much for joining us, man. It's a real honor. It's an honor and a pleasure, my friend.
It's great to be here, man. I thank you. You've done so much for the music and for the scene for the last how many years, bro? Music, videos, movies. You've done it all, and I really want to thank you as a fellow punk rocker. Just thank you, bro. Great.
Thank you. Hey, let's jump right into it, huh?
Sure.
So you were born in Trinidad and you moved to Long Island, right?
That's correct.
And how did music come into your life? Did you grow up in a musical family?
No, I didn't actually, but in a strange way, I guess I did. My family loved listening to music. We listened to it. Most of my childhood was spent standing in front of huge speakers. I know you remember the speakers back in the days were pretty big things.
Of course.
And you remember with the big 12 inches on the bottom. And I would stand in front of those things and be fascinated by the sounds I heard. My dad owned Rastaman Vibration when we were in Trinidad, but he owned a lot of classical and a lot of other Trinidadian calypso, and American music was very popular in my household. So, I learned a lot in, growing up in the Caribbean, and music in general was a big influence in my family. But no musicians in my family.
That's interesting. And you that's quite a difference from Trinidad to Long Island, New York, huh?
Yeah, it was a difference. I pretty much remained the same. I was always kind of like a little odd, I guess you would say.
Oh, you too?
Too? All of us, that's why we're all drawn to this beautiful thing we call punk hardcore punk. But anyway, before I knew about everybody and before I knew about all that, I was just, like everybody else, kind of all alone in my own zone. And then we suddenly picked up, I'll never forget the night when we were leaving Trinidad, I was sitting on the suitcases going, why? Why do we want to, that's us. That's me on the bottom. That's my brother Ronald. God bless my sister.
Wow.
Everybody in that picture. We're sitting in Trinidad. It's about a year or two before we left. And I was sitting going, why? But we arrived in New York, and it was like suddenly it got left the planet and gone to a whole other world, bro. It was unbelievable. But Trinidad was beautiful, sunshine. I grew up in the forest. I grew up on the bottom of a hill, and I had a lady that they would take us up the hill to be babysat by this lady, Mrs. Mills. And she had a nice house in the hills, bro. It was really in the forest at that time in the 70s. And so I ran all through that part of it in a mountain. And I had that experience. And we lived at the city. We lived in a city. My mother worked for the American Embassy.
Oh, wow.
My dad was she had a big job. She worked directly with the Prime Minister. And we had my dad worked at Texaco. They fly him out in a helicopter, go down south, But when we came to New York, though, it was a different scene. We were broke, we arrived here on an airplane and we went to Manhattan, 99th Street and 5th Avenue. I lived there for like a year, and then we moved to Patchogue. And then we moved to Westbury in 81, I think that was. And I was, about 11 years old. And
hey, I like our friend Ryan says, you got the angry hardcore face right from Jump Street. You're rocking it in this photo.
I know. You can. I look at myself and I say, God, man, you could see my face. I was always kind of like discontent with life, right? I don't know what it was. Like when I realized that you had to go to school, it's not that I didn't want to learn, but I just didn't like being in the institution, bro. I didn't like being in the buildings, and there was corporal punishment in Trinidad. When I was growing up, you could beat the child, and I would get beatings, bro, because I was like, you know, a daydreamer. I'd stare into space. I'd know what the teacher was saying. I could pass any test, but I'd stare into space a lot, and they would scream at me, stop daydreaming, and they would hit me, bro. They would hit me with rods, and I went to a Roman Catholic school when I was a child, and they thought that was the best education for me, but it turned out to be the worst thing in the world because I'd get smacked around. And one day, it was the funniest thing. My dad was kind of hardcore too, you know. One day I came home with welts over my legs, and my dad walked into school and he grabbed the teacher by the collar, bro, and he threw him against the blackboard. I'll never forget it. We called him Shaky because the guy shaked a lot, you know. Well, my dad walked in, he grabbed him and said, "You ever fucking touch my son again, I'm gonna throw you through this window," you know.
Wow.
But that's the way it was, you know. It was like we were doing really good, but then we hit New York and everybody lost their jobs, and we went down into the hole of no frill cereal, and I grew up on sugar water, bro. You know, we moved to Westbury. It was you know, I mean, I'm a light-skinned guy, you know, but I come from a black family. You can see, you know, my people are black, you know, and I was the first black family, about the third, let's say the third black family in that neighborhood. And you'll never believe it, Drew. I swear on my mother, I swear on everything. His Majesty Haile Selassie. I swear to God, I woke up in 1981. We woke up, and I swear to God, on 761 Oliver Avenue, you never believe it, there was a cross burned on that lawn.
Wow.
You never believe it, bro. We woke up.
Listen, not
to jump too fast. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. But I just want to throw in, like, yo, there's parts of Long Island, way out in Long Island, that's, yo, like Riverhead and way out there. Yo,
you don't go there.
No,
don't go there. And you know it. And I lived across the street from one when it was in the old days, which was Salisbury. Was, you know, God bless them. You know, I mean, I don't hate nobody. I love everybody. You know, even my enemies I love. It's a crazy thing with me. I got love for my enemies, but I'm not going to not be a deconstructionist and analyze the situation, you know. And I grew up next door to a town called Salisbury, and you didn't go in there. You didn't go into Salisbury. You didn't cross Old Country Road to go to Salisbury or Hicksville or these places, especially at night. You get run out.
So growing up in Long Island and being a teenager, how did you get into punk rock? Because I have a feeling punk rock is coming here. Punk rock is
already in me. It's already in me.
So how did punk rock come into your orbit?
Well, it was awesome. I mean, I grew up, like I said, when we went to Westbury, then I went to Westbury High School, which is predominantly an African-American school. Yeah, right. And so, you know, I've been going to the African-American school system from grade school, you know, like 7th grade. So I'm rapping, right? This is what I did. I came from New York. We got broke. And I realized, oh my God, I could rap. I have a really good skill at music for some reason. It was like a blessing. I had a really good skill. And there I was rapping. I was in groups by the time I was in 7th grade, 8th grade. And then, like, you know, I followed hip hop. I was wanting to be a rap artist, but like a rap artist with a message, you know, that's what the era was. Like, you're fighting the system, you're talking about the problems in the streets. You can see how that can tie into punk rock, you know. But at first, I wasn't really doing punk. I was doing rap. And that was where I was, bro, Long Island. You know, I didn't venture into Manhattan. I was 12. I'm 49 years old. So in 82, I was 11 years old, you know. Where am I going? Downtown? I'm not Todd Youth. There's only one Todd Youth. You know, he's 12 years old, you know, down there. It's only one Todd Youth. God bless him. But anyway, I'll tell you what, punk rock came into my life when hip hop went into an age where it was 89. It was after the whole rebellion. It was after the whole Public Enemy, where it was going more into like fashion. You know, you got into like Salt and Pepper, God bless them, all these people. And I didn't feel that. I didn't feel like I was that. I was losing touch with what rap was. And at that moment, rap was meeting with rock. And it was crossing into like punk and hip hop, which I had been listening to as a kid. I mean, come on, like, you know, you get records and all that stuff. But it occurred to me that this is something that could be crossed. These two worlds are crossable. In fact, Anthrax did a song with Public Enemy, and, you know, we had like different public crossings, but not in the bottom layer. It was really separated. sometimes. And that's how I got into it. I moved away from getting a DJ and a beat being made for me. You know, like, oh, this is a dope beat, to, hey, there's a guy playing guitar, drums. And now when you get musicians, you're expanding into rock and roll, you're expanding into, and I grew up on rock and roll. My dad had a little radio in the kitchen when we were growing up. We were broke, but we had this little radio, play CBS FM. Remember CBS FM with Cousin Brucey? We played that, and that was all rock and roll, the greatest hits of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And I learned it all because every morning it was there.
Hey, here's our friend Ryan says, as a kid, I saw a very fine line between something like Public Enemy and hardcore. The shit's like chocolate and peanut butter. You put them together, and you know, I was a New York kid. I grew up in New York, and you know, for all of us, I think, you know, groups like, you know, Eric B. and Rakim and Public Enemy, and of course Run
DMC. Can't be denied.
Run DMC. And I've said this a couple times on the show. Early on in the early '80s, you know, hip hop, before it became mainstream, it was running head to head with hardcore. It had the same amount of popularity as hardcore. So
I'll never forget Daryl Jennifer when I first met him. God bless him. Talking to Daryl, and I'm a little kid, really. I'm 20 years old when I met Daryl. I was 20 years old, 21. And he's talking to me, and I'm talking about hip hop and rap. You know, I'm going off about the new Wu-Tang record that just came out, and I'm bananas over that record. And he's telling me, oh, you know, I remember when we were first doing the Bad Brains, you know. He goes, yeah, down in the Palladium. He goes, man, it was all mixed. He was like, it would be us, and then Run DMC, and then Madonna, and nobody knew who anybody was. It was just all like these local New York artists, and it was a lot in Africa. My body was a lot of hip hop and punk rock playing in the Palladium, and that was a great story to hear, because he told me. And if you listen, there are parts of their music where you know, you can hear on one of the reggae songs on the Rock for Life, you hear Daryl rapping at the end there. And you hear HR raps on Life or Death. One of the best raps ever written for that era of rap is that rap HR does on Life or Death. He could have been a rap star. And like, you know, so yeah, there was a big mix. I mean, it's rebel music. Bob Marley said it best. Reggae, rock and roll, punk rock, rap music. Well, he doesn't like to see rap, but of course he would have agreed that all these type of music, soul music, James Brown labeled it soul because you can't be taught, right? It's not schooled. It's from the inside of your heart. So he calls it soul music. So I'll put that label on it now. All soul music is rebel music because the society is suffering. The people are hard up. The laws are unfair and all of that. So if you're doing soul music, you're either going to be singing about love or depression, or you're going to be singing about the angst that's in the world. And they don't want us to do soul music because, you know, it'll expose what's going on, just like it did in the 60s, just like it did in the 70s. So they'd rather us do music that's throwaway or something that's like pop or whatever. But the artists, I have a Pythagorean view of art where it should be, it has a purpose. There's tones and like, and I really believe that, and like it can be used for change, not overtly like, oh, I'm just changed, you know, like, but you know, it can be used for something positive, to at least wake people up.
All right.
To at least being themselves, you know, to at least being themselves, if anything else. To at least being who they are. Yeah.
Thank you. So one interesting thing, which is sort of mind-blowing in retrospect, you mentioned Daryl, and by the way, I reached out to Daryl and sent him the flyer that you were coming on the show today. I was like, yo, you know, because Daryl stops by every now and then. I can't get him on the show, but he's a lurker. You know, we got lurkers out there. But you know, I'm amazed sometimes when I speak to somebody and they tell me like that they've watched, you know, a whole bunch of the shows, or someone the other day told me they've watched every one of my shows, and I'm like, what? Like, there's a lot of people I know.
I binged on your last 7 shows.
I know there's a lot of you out there lurking. Stop lurking. Come say hi.
The lurkers, they're out there, baby. Now, I've been on your last 7 shows, actually. They're amazing, man. You're doing a great job. I'm really honored. You know, Drew, I can't say enough about you. You've done so much for this art, for this scene, for the whole thing with movies and videos and the whole, even outside the scene. You're an amazing person. I'm honored to be, and you're a good guy, amazing guy.
I appreciate that, and I
got it,
think
buddy.
you're an amazing person too. Let me ask you. So
Yeah, go ahead.
it's incredible. You joined the Bad Brains at 20 years old. And I got to, and before we jump into this whole thing, I want to say, and I know I'm speaking for a lot of our viewers out there, is the Bad Brains Rise record. Let me. Where is right here? Hold on. Let me put this up here. For a lot of us now, you know, I was around. I saw the Bad Brains, you know, with HR very early on, you know, in 81 and 82. And when this record came out, man, we were really blown away. You did a great job. You were a great singer for the Bad Brains. You were great live. You really delivered the goods live. You have a fantastic voice, and you had a real youthful exuberance. Tell us a little bit how did you join the Bad Brains? How did that come about?
Wow. Well, Drew, first of all, I got to say thanks for saying all of that. You know, to a 20-year-old kid, I was so overwhelmed that I never could have imagined that what you just said was the truth. I just thought that I was doing the best I could, and HR was a legend to me. HR was somebody that I wasn't trying to replace. I was just an angry kid. I'd been through a lot of bands. I performed in front of a lot of people. But local bands, you know, reggae bands, some rock bands and stuff, you know, a lot of stuff. I was doing everything. But I was just mostly dissatisfied with not only life as a person of color, you know, that's one level of it, but life for everybody. I love everybody. And I saw that everybody was kind of sad about everything. And I felt nothing else but that. You know, I can't write about love music. Hey, baby, baby. So I would write about society issues. And then I discovered the Bad Brains. I spread that tape around, like I basically sold their records, like spreading it around to my friends. I had no idea I'd be joining their band or anything. I just listened to the music over and over. I knew the lyrics. I loved HR. Me and HR became friends in 89, 88, 89. We met at one of his shows. He actually came over to me and tapped my shoulder, said, hey, you want to go smoke a spliff real quick? I said, sure. And he sat down. He told me all about Rastafari. I'd already been a Rastafari, but he told me all about it. He said, you know, make sure, you know, like, it was a funny thing, but we stayed friends, and we're friends till this day. I love this guy you see on the screen here. This is my brother. We've been bros before I joined the Bad Brains. But anyway, fast forward. I'm a kid in a band in Long Island. We're doing about 300 people. And, you know, I had a girlfriend, I think, at the time, who knew that they were holding auditions. And she went to the auditions. I had no idea this was going on. Or she was an ex-girlfriend. I'm sorry. And she's going to the audition. She calls me up and she goes, hey, you know, I went to auditions for the Bad Brains. And, you know, I tried out. But what I did do was give Daryl Jennifer your number. And I said, wow, that's crazy. You know, I'm like, that's cool. Whoa, did you do that? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, great. Thanks. You know. So a month goes by. I'm performing. I'm doing my thing, but I'm still living at my mom's house. I get a knock on my bedroom door, you know, and it's my mom, God rest her soul. She hands me the phone. She says, somebody's on the phone for you. I answer the phone, and it's this rich, deep tone that's like, you know, hello, is this Israel? And I'm like, this is Israel. He's like, yo, what's up, man? This is Daryl Jennifer from the Bad Brains. And I remember at first I was like, you fucking kidding me? I was like, are you kidding? Who is this, right? And he said, you know, it took a couple seconds, and he laughed, you know, in the way Daryl does. You know, he's like, you know, this is me, man. I'm the bass player from the Bad Brains. And I woke up out of my haze, and I said, whoa, hello, you know, how you doing? And we just talked, man. We talked for about 40 minutes, man. We talked about music, about life. I told him that I respected him a lot and that I respected their music. And then he suddenly asked me to come upstate and do a few rehearsals to see how I would sound singing on the mic. I think he had heard one of my
and let me interject here. They were up in Woodstock at the time, right?
At the time, they were up just in Woodstock, and their studio was in Kingston.
Yes, Kingston, New York, which is like 25 minutes out of Woodstock.
Yeah, actually, no, my bad. Let me rewind that. They picked me up from Kingston. The studio was in Woodstock too. It was in the hills of Woodstock.
In a barn. Yeah. They had a studio in a barn, right?
Yeah. To correct my thoughts, they picked me up at Woodstock State at Kingston Station and took me to Woodstock. So they lived in Woodstock. They rehearsed in Woodstock. A nice barn, a converted barn. We spent the first night together just talking. I walked up in the room and. Man, it was crazy, man. It was like seeing the Eye Against Eye cover. You know what I mean? Sitting in line. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, this is D, Jennifer, and Dr. No sitting side by side.
Let me ask you this: when you first came in and met these guys, was Earl playing drums or was Mackie involved at that point?
That was Mackie. It was Mackie at that point. Although we did play many shows with Earl. Big up to Earl Hudson. Big up to HR. Big up to Gary, Dr. No. Big up to Mackie, and big up to Daryl. We played, and big up to Chuck Trees too. We played many shows with Earl, but mostly we started with Mackie. So that after that first night of hanging out and watching Daryl roll spliff after spliff, which is something I've never seen in my life. Like, this dude's putting out one spliff and rolling another. Well, I know what that's about now because I understand that meditation. But we went to the next studio the next day and started singing, man. We set up and I started singing. Daryl goes, well, what song do you know? And I said, I know all of your music, man. I said, I know everything. I know everything, man. And he does that. He thought, yeah, go ahead. Pause me.
No, I'm loving it. What do you want to play? Whatever you want. I know it all.
Can you imagine?
That's
I'm with
great,
the bad
man.
phrase. I'm like, you guys got to be kidding me to even.
That's great.
This is an honor of my life. I was like, but no, I listened to all your music there. I was like, play anything you want. He's like, all right. He's like, Reignition. I was like, yeah. He's like,
hell yeah.
He's like, play that shit. When they started playing that shit, bro, it sounded like I had the biggest record player in life, and I just put the needle on the record. It said, well, that was the second song we played, which was Soulcraft. That was the second song, because after we got to Reignition, Daryl was like, because Daryl and Doc was kind of like, chewing me up, but they ain't left.
How does the intro go? I know you know the intro. How's the intro go?
To what? Soulcraft. Oh, that's Daryl kicking that. Daryl is the man. He's telling Mackie. I believe that's Daryl during the recording, telling Mackie See, it's the bass line to the song, which is an amazing bass line. If you listen to that song, that's Daryl is writing something that like can't nobody mess with. That shit is electrifying.
Yeah,
and the minute I heard that, but anyway, that was the second song played. And he stopped mid-song, man. He stopped mid-song, and I thought I lost the gig, I thought, oh man, I didn't hit the right notes. I've messed up. I'm done. I'll be going on that bus down to New York.
That lonely bus from Kingston.
That lonely bus from Kingston. But he stopped and he took his bass off, and there was a big bright smile on Daryl's face and Doc's face. And Daryl walked over to the mic and he said, "Yo, Doc," he said, "the brother sounds just like Joe." And Doc said, "I know, I hear it." And they both took their instruments off, and Daryl rolled a spliff, and he said, "Man, you sound great." He said, "You write your own music?" I said, "Yeah, I write my own songs. I'm from the, doing hip hop. I write all my lyrics." He was like, amazing. So we played after Daryl puffed, we played for like 45 minutes, man. We did a show, and I didn't miss a beat. I knew every song. And
that's great.
When we were done, that was it. It was sold up. Daryl said, "Yo, you want to sing in this band?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'm down. I've loved the Bad Brains." But I had 2 to 3 other bands at that time, which when I got home was like, oh my God, I just agreed to not only sing with the Bad Brains, I agreed to break up these bands. which was like, oh, I didn't really.
Yeah, but you know, one door closes, another one opens, and
I'll never forget chilling with my love of my life at that time, really, girl I was with at that time, and she said to me, Israel, you know, if you don't do this, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. And that's just like life. I'm telling you that, right? That changed everything, man. Yeah.
So
yeah,
let me ask you this. I gave that record. Actually, Rap Bones had, you know, when he does his sort of flea market thing, he always has some CDs. And about a month ago, one of the CDs he had was the Rise album, and I have a CD player in my car. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna borrow this. You know, I'm gonna borrow this. And I gave the whole record I revisited the list. I revisited the record in a very big way in my car, which has a really nice stereo. And, you know, it's really interesting that Bo Hill produced that record. And Bo Hill, for those that may not know, it's a very interesting choice of producer, because Bo Hill produced the Rat record, all the Rat records, you know, Round and Round, and You're in Love, and the Winger records, the big Winger records, and the Warrant. He did the, you know, She's My Cherry Pie, you know, and all that stuff. And that was an interesting choice. I know we're skipping around here, but
no, it's great. We're doing great.
So
if I go too far afield, let me know. But that's great. Great question.
You know, like I said, we have a reputation of a high energy show, so we keep it moving. But tell us about Bo Hill. Tell us about Bo Hill. How did what an interesting and after Ron St. Germain, right? Ron St. Germain did. Tell us about the recording process and working with Bo Hill and the Rise record.
First of all, big thank you to Bo Hill and Jimmy Hoyson, who respectively produced and engineered that record. Yeah, we had a choice after we did the demo for Rise. There was a tape going around with 4 songs, and all of a sudden, all these studios started banging down our door. There were small studios, Raw came, all the small studios came, but all the big studios came too. We were like, oh, we got big studios really interested in doing this. And it was a conversation mostly between me and Daryl. Dude, what are we going to do now that we have the likes of Sony Records knocking down our door here?
Right.
And we talked about it, and we thought, look, the fans are going, well, the friends, you know, when I say fans, I don't like it. It's our peoples. Our peoples are going to wonder why we're on a major label all of a sudden. We're going to think we're sellouts. Or do we take a little bit of that heat and understand that the message they've been doing, which is what I said to Daryl, the message y'all been doing for 20 years on minor labels must now step up to a major audience. The message got to go out further. You know, it's like a net. You keep casting your net around your boat, but after a while, you got to reach more fish. You know what I mean? In my opinion, that's how I felt. And after, you know, conversations, we decided that we were going to go with There We Are, the day of the photo shoot. I was 21 years old. And that was Mackie to my in front of me, and then in front of him is Doc, and then in front of him is a dreadless Daryl Jennifer, which Daryl had cut his locks, yes, but
That's
he started
great.
growing his, yeah, it's awesome, but he started growing his locks the day we met, man, and by the time we had gone our separate ways, Daryl had locks down to his shoulders, which was pretty amazing. He grows his hair pretty fast. But anyway, back to the story. We had all these major labels knocking on our door as well, and minor labels, and we decided to go with a major label record. But that comes along with a producer, deciding on a producer. We had a lot of producers to decide from, minor type producers. But for some reason, when we got a call from Bo Hill, right, Daryl really liked Bo Hill's work.
That's interesting.
Isn't that interesting? He really was familiar with this guy's work. And I was knowing about Bo Hill, but I just saw the, every now and then I see music videos and stuff. I wasn't really buying those records, and neither was Daryl. But apparently, something on the music videos that caught his ear, and you have to understand, as a group, they didn't want to remain stagnant. They didn't want to remain just like a stamp, like, okay, we're doing hardcore. They feel like everything is hardcore if you act the hardcore with it. You understand? Like, we were like hip hop. There's a hardcore hip hop. There's a soft hip hop. There's a hardcore reggae. There's soft reggae. There's hardcore rock and roll. There's soft rock. There's hardcore punk. There's soft punk. There's, everything is hardcore at some point. So they feel like, look, we trying to expand the music and expand the sound and expand everything into as far as it can go on every record. Ebbing and flowing like the ocean, and so we decided to go with Bo Hill, and I think at the time it was a bold decision. Bo was an amazing person to work with, man. He taught me so much. He took me on like a big brother would take a little younger brother on. But we had practiced so much. I did the vocals for Rise in 2 days, just like 2 sessions. Yeah, we practiced so much. Those vocals were done. Like, I just did the brush ups the second day. The first day, I did song after song.
It's amazing. It's amazing what you could do with your voice when you're 21 years old, right?
Amazing, and you could go all night. But I was nervous. But I went, Bo, we got to do it again. I was like, you can't just do one take, my bro. I'm scared. Like, don't you do like with Warrant? Don't you do? He's like, yeah, but you don't need it. He was like, everything is here, bro. He's like, it's all. He's like, trust me. He was like, you're hitting every note. Everything is here. So I was like, wow.
And also, I have to say that I think that comes through on that record. Like, you get a real sense that it's fresh and vibrant, and
live, and that's after all what we wanted. The demo was done all at one time. We had planned to do the album all at one time, and that was a good trade-off. That it was all one take, and we did the Fireburn records like that too, and we did Shine, and we did not to move it too fast, but Daryl. So it was Daryl that really was fascinated with Bo Hill's work, and we eventually ended up working with Bo and Jimmy, who were a pleasure to work with and remain bros of mine until today.
Right on.
And
hey, here's our friend Ryan Bland checking in. I know you guys are friends. We love Ryan.
Ryan.
Israel gave me the Roar Yellow Babrans cassette in the 80s when I was a kid and got me into hardcore punk. Changed my life forever. Love you, brother.
I love you too, Ryan. We're bros. I was into punk when I was a kid. I wasn't really hardcore on Long Island. I was listening to hip hop, but I always loved rock and roll. So I always loved punk rock and Prince and Love and Rockets and all these, WLIR music. You know what I mean? I had no idea. Yeah, WLIR. I was listening to LIR all the time. It was all punk. And like, I knew about the hardcore scene, but I was 12, 13, 14, 15. I was kind of like, whoa, those guys are tough guys down there, but I loved the whole idea and the deal with the scene and CBGBs. But I was a Long Island kid listening to LIR, trying to sneak into the clubs out on the beach, and I was a punk, and Prince was a huge punk rocker. I want people to know, if you go listen to Controversy, if you go listen to Dirty Mind, if you go listen to 1999, you will hear a lot of punk from Prince. And that's how I met Ryan, because I was a Prince fan in the 80s. I really liked him. I thought he was progressive. I thought his use of the
Ryan's a big Prince fan too. We know that,
We were standing online waiting for a ticket for this guy, and I met Ryan. So that's how I met Ryan. And then about a year later, I ran into him again at Tower Records when I had opened a store.
Now let's just to touch on this real quick, and then we're going to take a break. But you were working at Tower Records, right? You did 2 stints at Tower Records, right? You are a Tower Records alumni, correct?
I am. I opened one of the first, if not the first, Long Island store after the New York downtown store, which was a record store, traditional records. You had record cases. We put all those in. I installed those myself with the other people,
Where was that?
I opened that store.
Farmingdale? Where was that store?
Car Place, right off Old Country Road. Old Country Road, right? A Car Place. It was in Car Place, and we had to trade out record cases for CD long box cases, and then those cases had to go for the normal size CD.
Yeah.
It was a whole history. Those were the days that great albums came out. You're talking about 1990, 1991, 92. I mean, oh my God, can you imagine? And then the albums that came out before that, like 80 from 85, were still coming in. So we'd open these boxes, and the best albums of music would be in these boxes, and we'd pull them out, and they'd be blasting all day. You know what I mean? I remember seeing, not to go off, punk, but I remember seeing a huge star like Lenny Kravitz when he was a no one knew him. Tower Records gave us free tickets to go see this guy, and I liked his first record, actually. I thought it was creative. I thought this guy's nothing like what's going on today, and he's doing something really creative. And I went to see him, and he blew my mind. I went, wow, this guy's really good. He plays.
Lenny's great. He's very talented. Yeah.
He was no one knew anything about him, but yeah, he's very talented. I knew he was going to be a star. I knew it. But anyway, those were the days of Tower. Big up Tower Records. Big up everybody, Jocko. Everybody.
Hey, for sure. Hey, hang with me a second. Let me shout out my sponsors, and then we'll come back and we'll do some more Bad Brains, and we'll get into Fireburn a little bit. Okay.
Sounds awesome.
There you go. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, and, of course, everybody's favorite, what's up, Vlad? The Organic Grill. Organic Grill is a vegan restaurant located in the East Village of New York City at 123 First Avenue, featured in New York Magazine, the New York Times, and Veg News. Their dishes have won numerous awards, including Best Veggie Burger. They make their own cheeses, sausages, burger patties, and every dish on the menu could be made gluten-free. Every dish. Trish the Dish. This year they are celebrating their 20th anniversary, and they're all about having a great time while enjoying amazing clean food. After 3 months of being closed, they're now open for deliveries. Get in touch with them and order some great food at www.theorganicgrill.com. Also, speaking of Trish the Dish, the Texas Silver Rush is a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. They specialize in working with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as to style them for stage, album covers, promo, photos, social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rolle, Ringo Starr, and, of course, the mighty Agnostic Front. During this current pandemic, all information and online sales are being taken at their Facebook and Instagram pages, and of course at www.texassilverrush.com. Also, I want to shout out somebody new that's coming into the fray here. This is Your Core Hardcore fan page, which just went up on Facebook. Go check this out. It's on Facebook. It's a cool page that just got started. They have an interview with a new band. Some of the A7 teenage kids just started a new band called Reaching Out, New Jersey Hardcore. There's an interview up. Go check out Your Core Hardcore fan page on Facebook. Looks like they're going to be coming aboard as a sponsor at some point, but they just launched this page, and there's a bunch of cool stuff on there, including this Reaching Out interview, which is a bunch of the kids from our A7 shows that have got off their butts and formed a band. And actually, it's Beto from Marauder and Demise's son, Kevin Craig's daughter singing. It's really the next generation. So go check out that fan page. Also, what else we got here? Trish the Dish, that's what we call my wife. Listen, bro, what do you think? Trish the Dish that's unique? This is a particularly good episode. Particularly. We're using big words now. I like what's happening. You know, there you go. Funicula. That's Funicula's page. Go check it out. Cool stuff on there. Great show. Well, thank you. Listen, you people out there that are lurking, you think it's a great show? Please support the page, support the show. That's how this happens. Check out the Patreon page, www.patreon.com/Drew Stone. Please come be a patron on the Patreon page. Come join us. It's a community inside the community. While we're at it, I want to make sure everybody knows about some of these upcoming shows that I just announced. Carl from Earth Crisis is coming on the show. That's going to be cool. Wednesday, September 16th. Let me get rid of that banner. Wednesday, September 16th, Carl from Earth Crisis is coming on the show. That should be very interesting. After that, we got the Channel 3 guys, Mike and Kim from Channel 3 on Sunday, September 20th. Then after that, we got the world premiere of No Redeeming Social Value, the Rat Bones video with the singer for No Redeeming Social Value, Dean Miller. And of course, Mark Scandato from Shutdown is going to be on the show as well. So that's going to be a big show. And just announced this show. This is super fucking, we're all super excited about this. Monty Melnick, the Ramones tour manager for over 2,200 shows and the author of On the Road with the Ramones, is coming on the show. We're super excited about this one. Lots of Ramones stuff on this one. Lots of cool Ramones stuff. So all you Ramones fans like me, you know, a big Ramones fan. So there you go. R-O-M-O-N-E-S Ramones. Yeah, a very divisive band. I can't wait for the Carl show. Absolutely. Earth Crisis, we're going to get into it. We'll see. What else? Shout out to the comments crew keeping it crispy. Yo, Upstate Rick. Upstate Rick just started a Facebook page. The comments crew of the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. So, which is, I'm flattered. I know a lot of you people come on the show just to get into the chat room, and you don't even pay attention to what's going on the show. So try to pay a little attention to the show, will you? No, but I'm really flattered, and how we have our thing and people are into it, you know. So what else? What else do I have? Oh yeah, you know what? We got follow Antidote NYHC on Instagram at Antidote lowercase NYHC. Of course, we got the big show coming up at the Bowery Electric with Stigma and the Craze. If you don't know, here's tickets are available at www.theboweryelectric.com. This is a Save Our Stages support the Venues in New York City show. Please buy a ticket for this show. It's available. You don't have to watch it live. It's available for a week. If you purchase it, it's going to be up for a week after. So please, this is super important. You know, we're doing what we can to support the venues and like A7 and the Bowery Electric to try to keep them open during this pandemic. We cannot let them down. We must rally. We must unite. If the kids are united, they will never be divided. You know what I mean? Yes, there's a show going on. I hate to interrupt you guys in the chat room, but we're doing a show. That's right. Save Our Stages. So there you go. Yeah, what's the Facebook link? Rick, put your Facebook link up on for the crew page that you started. And there's BoweryElectric.com. We did that. Of course, you know, there's the Patreon page if you haven't joined it yet. Antidote NYHC, which is what we branded ourselves. Tom Capone from Quicksand and Beyond is our special guest playing guitar with us. And it's going to be great. We're working up new songs. We're going to be recording soon. And we're looking at coming to Europe too. So we're super excited to finally be able to get over there. Anyway, enough of me talking about me. Let's hear you talk about me. That said, yes, another Melnick, Monty Melnick from Queens, you know. Here you go. That's the Facebook group page. If anybody could cut and paste that or whatever, it's in the chat room. So that said, let's keep it moving and grooving. Let's bring on. Hey Sid. Hey Sid, what you got there? Is that an SG bass?
It's an Epiphone. Actually, you see, we're right there.
Oh,
kind of caught me in a little bit of screwing around. I was just waiting to hear my name, but we're going off the cuff and flying around today.
Listen, don't get too excited. Put your hat on. Adjust your penis. Do what you have to do.
It's all good.
Let's bring our guest on and let's do record of the day. Okay.
Yes, indeed, you do.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Hey, can I shout out for 30 seconds a couple people real quick?
Please.
Want to shout out. Right now, I'm managing some buildings out in LA, Dorm LA, and my friends and brothers, the Flats out there. And shout out, big up to the guys in Fireburn, of course, Nick and everybody else out there. The scientists, Hopeton, DJ Cozy Sean. Big up to the island of Trinidad, Westbury, New York, Long Island. My friend Joshua June, and of course, everybody else that supports and loves hardcore. In fact, everybody that I love, and I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, but I got a few seconds, but everybody I love out there that supports this music, I love you guys, and thank you for listening. We create these things from our soul and our hearts, and Drew creates movies, and it's all from our soul, and the fact that other people like it is such a comforter. So we want to thank you guys. You guys rock and roll. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's do together, the three of us. Sid the Kid does his record of the week. Let's not go down a big rabbit hole with this, but let's here we go with record of the week. Now I'm gonna put up the original cover first of this. This is the original cover, and there you go. So this is the record of the week.
Wow.
This is the original cover. Now, before we get into it, hold on. Let me.
Actually, Drew, that's the alternative cover.
No, that's the first. That's the first cover, bro. That's. Listen, I know a lot about. I know quite a bit about this record. This is the original cover of the Wailers' "Catch a Fire." It opened up like it actually opened up like a Zippo lighter.
Zippo lighter, yeah.
Lighter.
Now, as you can see, like that's how it goes when you open it. Then you can see what's inside, basically.
Right now, after that, I think for the American market, this was the cover, and this is the cover that everybody is probably familiar with. Would be this,
Yep.
Yeah, everybody grew up with that one.
Yep. So
until this day, I'm still kind of hanging with the spliff, bro. I don't do anything. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm totally straight edge, but I love my ganja. What can I say? It gives me a meditation that I can't resist. Yeah, I hear you.
All right, so Sid, tell us a little bit about this record. What do you got?
Well, as Drew said, what you're looking at right here, guys, is the Catch a Fire LP that came out by Bob Marley and the Wailers. This is actually their 5th studio album and was recorded in between, I believe, May to October of 1972 and was released on April 13th, 1973. Now, it was originally recorded at Dynamic Sound Studio and Harry J Studio in Kingston, Jamaica, and later was mixed at Island Studios in Notting Hill, England, and was produced by Bob Marley and Chris Blackwell. When this was released, it actually peaked at the time at 171 on the Billboard charts. Now, surprisingly for me, and even for it being the early 70s, reggae in the mainstream, in my opinion, wasn't a big thing. Everybody knew about it, but it was just like in the underground, so to speak. But this record, to me, it basically just catapulted over, and everybody took notice of this record when it came out.
Okay.
That's a true thing. Eric Clapton covered I Shot the Sheriff, and I think that really is what blew this record out the water, because Bob Marley was already a songwriter in the industry. He'd been writing songs for people behind the scenes. They'd been using his songs, but I Shot the Sheriff, when Clapton covered that, it really took people, it got people to notice Bob. And the Wailers, Bob would be nothing without the Wailers, but the Wailers and Bob combined produced some of the best music written.
Yeah,
Great
and
album.
And for me, listen, like I said, I know a little bit about this record. This record, this is the Wailers. It was sort of repackaged as Bob Marley and the Wailers, but to me, I love the Wailers stuff because it's Peter Tosh and it's Bunny Wailer, and
Right.
I was a big Peter Tosh fan, and I loved, like, Peter Tosh was sort of my guy. And I saw Peter Tosh play a bunch of times, and I love these early, Wailer or Bob Marley and the Wailer records. When you have Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer, and Peter Tosh sings 2 songs on this record, and you hear Bunny Wailer doing the harmonies. And also, Sid, you mentioned that Chris Blackwell produced this record.
Yes,
and this was really the first. I don't want to use the term mainstream, but before that, the Wailers sort of recorded in Jamaica, and they were all very locally distributed. This was the first record that really had widespread distribution, and he recorded them and then took the tapes and added a bunch of stuff to the tapes, including there's some overdubs on this record by Wayne Perkins, the sort of I don't want to. Yeah, he's not a rockabilly guy, but he's sort of a countryish kind of guy. Wayne Perkins plays guitar on the Rolling Stones record Black and Blue. He plays on Memory Motel and a couple songs on. So a lot of people don't know that there's a lot of overdubs on this record, and he added in a lot of stuff. What Chris Blackwell did with this record was he brought Bob Marley to the American mainstream.
Yeah, he put rock and reggae. He put the rock in the reggae, and he introduced the electric guitar over the reggae. This is the first official reggae record ever made. All records before that were singles. This is the first collection of reggae ever done. And what Chris Blackwell cleverly did was what you said. He put American-style blues players on top of this Caribbean music, which absolutely sent it into the stratosphere. When you hear that electric guitar over that heavy rubbing bass line, there's nothing like it. So he definitely changed. So go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, absolutely. Hey, Sid, that was a good one, man.
Hey, I tried, Drew. I tried.
No, you did, and you did.
Amazing, Sid.
And we like when you do your homework, bro.
Well, I can't be the dunce for every show.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. All right, buddy. Well, thank you. We're gonna keep moving here.
Oh wait, Drew. Wait, isn't there something happening after the show?
Oh, you got your show, right?
Drew.
You know what?
Do I have to pass you the dunce cab now?
No. You have to remind me of this stuff. Let me hold on. Let me find. I was so spaced out. I saw it and I deleted it. Hold on a second.
Oh, shame on you, Drew. And I didn't get my banner. Shame on you twice.
Listen, bro. I'm busy saving the galaxy from imminent destruction. Here you go. Hold on. It's not.
I'm gonna use that every time I forget stuff, bro. That's the best one.
It's an adventure. Okay, Sid, tell us what's going on.
Well, once again, guys, after the show, even if if it does run a little late, feel free to jump over to mixlr.com. Listen to the show for a bit. The app is free to download on iOS, Android, and if you're not, don't want to listen to your phone, you can go on the computer. Go on mixlr.com/SDK sound system. You can listen from there. If you feel like you want to, chat it up in there, you could do so, or just listen in and, do what you got to do. I do have one thing to say to you before I go, though, before I get the hell out of here.
Let's go.
As it's been said many times, music is a message, and it speaks to me and a lot of people out in this world. It raises the consciousness when you focus on the right things. That's my little PSA for the day.
Well, thank you, Sid.
Here.
Thank you for your positive message, Sid. We appreciate
Here.
I know. Shocking, right, Drew?
No, you're getting the hang of it, man. We'll talk to you soon, man.
All right. Have a great show, and thank you again, guys. Cheers.
Thank you.
Well, there you go, huh?
That was awesome. He's the man.
Yeah, Sid's getting better and better at it,
What a great choice of a record, too. God, that record had such a formative effect on me. Being from the Caribbean, I felt so lost. And I tell you what, growing up, I was seeing the world from the outside a lot, in it but not of it. I used to say as a kid. I don't even know where the heck I got that from. But I you know, of course, you eventually find your way. But in that lost state, I encountered Bob Marley, and he was the first person of like the Caribbean thing that wasn't the whole, the whole stereotypical Caribbean thing, maracas and palm trees, here was Bob Marley fighting the system. And I was like, whoa, I know what you're saying, bro. This is exactly what's wrong. And it just, that record and Naughty Dread was the first one I heard, but I encountered his other records real soon, but it changed my life.
Listen, I think that I could speak for a lot of us white boys here in saying that, Bob Marley's language was universal. And Bob Marley spoke to me as a white kid growing up in New York City.
His dad was white. His dad was a white guy.
That's right. That's right.
White. That's right. As white can be. His dad was white. His dad was a white man. And so from England, he was a captain in the English military.
That's right.
And so I think that was Ja's way of showing us, first of all, what the racist people are saying, that making babies from mixed marriages is wrong and going to lead to atrocities. Well, no, you have a Bob Marley to prove that's wrong. You have a Lenny Kravitz to prove that's wrong. And the second thing is that I think that the Most High would choose to do this to prove that point, and then to get us to a higher level of unity. Because out of these people, you find, out of Bob Marley, you found songs of unity. He himself called his songs redemption songs. Well, he's got his songs of redemption. Good God, we need redemption songs right now. The world is in a deep state. We need philosophy right now. Philosophy is what I'm saying. And I know people might say, oh, you're trying to be contrived in the youth. No, we just reach inside. You'll find it. You'll find that you're discontent. So yeah, absolutely. Bob Marley, I think, affected everyone, every race. And that was Ja's will. That was Ja's will.
Yeah. You know what? This is a nice thing that our friend Jamal said. Yes, half white. He's as much yours, Drew, as he is ours. LM laugh. That's in a way that's very poignant. Bob Marley. People think of Bob Marley as a black guy. He was half black, half white, and he spoke to us all. Now that said,
the shame is that America had set up rules back in the 1930s that says if you have one drop of African descent blood in you, then you are black. So that's the American. So by the American standards, Bob Marley, by the whole Western world standards, and in the 20th century, Bob is a black person. He's of African descent. But in reality, Bob comes from a white father and an African mother, both representing what looks to be I don't want to sound too out there saying this, but most seem to be the most unmixed variants of these types. And they produced Bob Marley, and he, with his sensitivities, I think is inclusive of most of the DNA on the planet. I mean, scientists are saying, okay, out of Africa comes man, and then out of Europe, okay, so he has this mix where it says, okay, he's maybe affecting all of us. Maybe his music affects all of us. You go to China and you say, hey, you know who this guy is, and people know who he is. You go anywhere on the planet is my point.
One good thing about music, when it hits you, feel no pain.
Feel no pain, and it was so, and I'm into that. I want love. I want people. My music. I want people to unite. I wrote a song called "Out of Many One" that really expresses. I think I've been expressing that since I was a kid. That really, I think the key is for us to all unite. Not that people say, I'm going to get wiped out. No, come on, be for real. Come on, Europe has been interacting with Africa for 2,000 years, man. Are the Europeans wiped out? No, the world needs to unite, because the smaller the world, the better it is for everyone to understand technology and human rights and how to prolong this crazy intricate system that we've been given by a creator or by some designers. And we need to understand this machine. It's like owning an Apple or an iPad or a MacBook or anything that's sensitive equipment, and you've never read the manual, or you don't even consult others that may have been familiarized with the manual. We're never going to get it. So my music is just, I don't want to be preaching. I'm sorry.
Listen, I let you roll there, man. I let you roll there for
my bad.
No. Listen, I love you, bro. There's nothing bad about it. But we're just trying. You know, I just wanna. Yeah. I want to get.
Let's get back on track.
We have a lot of tracks here, you know. But you know what? This is what we're gonna do. We did the Bad Brains thing. You know what? Let's not get into how it ended and this and that. It was great. A lot of people want to talk about this. Boom. Let's talk about because we got to put some time in for this, man, because this is really close to us and special to us. You know, tell us a little bit about how this band formed and what the history is and go ahead.
Beautiful guy, beautiful man, beautiful person, Todd Youth. God rest his soul. I was a little bit out of music for a little while, you know, just knocking around, soaking it up, so to speak, you know. And I went to Daryl Jennifer's art exhibit here in LA, and Todd Youth saw me there, and he sent a demo. He sent an email first, and he said, "Hey, you know, I saw you. We've seen each other since 1994. How you been?" And you know, I have some music I've been knocking around with a band. I want to see if you're interested in singing on it. Now, it's so strange how the human mind works. You know, it's like, bro, I've been thinking about writing up a punk rock album for the past year and a half before this, and I've been singing like out there stuff. And it's like I'm singing and I'm writing and I'm putting it down. And suddenly he sends me this music, and I've been getting other demos, you know, I've been getting other people and, you know, whatever. And he sends me this music on the Gmail, bro. And the minute, the first version I heard was Suspect. No vocals, nothing, just a version of Suspect. And by the time I got through the couple of songs, I knew immediately that this was what I'd been hearing, like an echo before time in my head, that this is what it was going to be. And that trance that I don't know if musicians, you guys know, artists, you guys know what I'm talking about, that trance takes over and it just becomes what it is, bro. And the lyrics started.
It's the trance, bro. It's interesting. You should bring that up for just real quick, because I'm making a new film, and it deals with music all over the world. And this guy from Yemen, we're talking about music, and he's talking about, you know, playing his music, and I'm talking about playing my music, hardcore. And what he says to me is, it's and how I feel when I'm on stage. And everything's moving in slow motion. And he said, it's the trance. It's the trance of music. And I think I just wanted to point that out. The trance. I gotta write that down, bro.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. You go into this, you just flip, you know, and you just, It's like you almost stop breathing, you know. It's like you just go into this whole other meditation, and it's really what the monks sit in meditation for hours to achieve. God bless the monks. It happens somehow. It happens automatically due to something. I sometimes say, oh, you know, well, of course it's the Most High, Jah Rastafari. But okay, let's break it down to finite levels. How does it happen? What is it? The sonics that suddenly turns your brain frequencies into another, like if you can imagine the frequencies going up and down, and then these sonics interfere with it, then it goes another way, you know. And I think as soon as I start hearing these drums, you know, my brain just changes, bro. It's like it changes the frequency of my brain's frequencies, and I
think it's interesting because a lot of our people are relating to that. Upstate Rick says, "I get it in writing. Time escapes." Yeah.
Love you, Upstate Rick. Love you, man. And that's a sick tattoo he's got on his back now that says Upstate Rick. It's awesome. Upstate Rick is the man. And yeah, Upstate Rick, it's time just stops, bro. Time is, it's like all happening at the same time. You go into another time, another dimension. And it's almost like
trance.
It's almost like if anyone has ever eaten psilocybin mushroom, it's almost like what psilocybin mushrooms.
Nobody
is doing
steal
on
my
the
idea.
skin.
I'm writing a song called The Trance, okay? No
Yeah.
one steal my idea, all right?
Awesome. But it's a very trantic feel. It's a very otherworldly feel, and it just happens out of that feel, you know. And it's you're listening to yourself, you know.
Hey, I got something I want to play for you. I got a clip. I'm not going to say what it is. Let's just take a peek at it real quick, and then we'll talk about it a little bit, okay?
Sure.
Let me. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Thank you, New York.
Rabies. The whole show. What a nana.
All right, you guys, we got two more for you. We got another special guest we're going to bring up who helped put this on today, too. I want you all to put your hands together from Antidote, Mr. Drew Stone. Yeah, New York. You don't know about Antidote.
All right.
We're gonna do a song. If we're gonna live this day tomorrow, something must be done. Let's go, dog and swim hard. Come on, New York, hear it! Say it! Something must be done! So we can live to see tomorrow!
All right. Well, we were doing it, bro. Hold on, let me get that off. Bucket. Hold on, we're not done.
Let's hear it come to Chronicles! Something must be done! So we can live to see tomorrow! Yes!
Bro, we were doing it. Hold on, I don't hear you. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I had you were mute. One more time.
No, it was so great, so much fun. You know, first of all, I was so thankful.
Well,
I know
explain
we
what
all
that is.
were,
Explain
to
what
be-
that was. You explain.
to be celebrating Ray B's, you know, Ray B's, the great Ray B's, musician, you know, all the way to construction worker, all the way to everything he did in his life, spiritual, you know, guy representing hardcore, all the way, New York hardcore, NYHC, all the way, and Ray B's was a classic, and he passed away, and we were so honored that we were asked to come there as Fireburn and play, and then we played Something Must Be Done with the great Drew Stone.
Oh, stop it.
And no, I mean it. It was amazing, and highlight of my life, one of the highlights of my life. No, but we were there for the Ray B's.
Let me say this too. This was the first time you guys played on the East Coast. This was the first show that you guys played in New York, and you guys brought it, man. I mean,
Wow.
you guys really that was really a special day, and you guys crushed it, man. And you know,
it was a homecoming. I felt great to be walking around in Manhattan again. Look, I mean, I live in LA now, and it's hard to get back home. There were times as an independent artist that I'm not so, you know, I don't do so well. So, you know, it's just get stuck where you are. But coming back to New York with Fireburn, to see everyone. First of all, we were right in Times Square Park, right there, to see everyone. But coming back was amazing, and I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget that show. Just
Yeah,
amazing.
that was great. Tell us a little bit about. Let's talk about this album a little bit, the Fireburn record. Let me put it up. I know people love it. It's great. Tell us a little bit about this process and the songs and you know that whole bit.
Sure. Yeah, this is Fireburn, Don't Stop the Youth. It's the first record that we did is Fireburn with Todd Youth and myself and Nick Townsend and Todd Jones. Do you know who Todd Jones is?
Yeah,
Yeah, from Nails. I
yeah.
mean, amazing, right? Just amazing. So
Now he
I
wasn't he left the band, right?
yeah, he was in it for a while, and then we
Yeah.
went out. He left the band, and we so yeah. But Todd Jones recorded all the records that
Oh, I
that
see.
Firebird has done. He's on all the recordings from this one to Shine to Controller to all that. That's all Todd Jones.
Mm-hmm.
So we're fortunate to have played with him. He's such a great guy. I really got a big heart for Todd, and I wish him the best. He's a great person, great guitar player, solid dude. So is Nick, actually. Big up to Nick Townsend, the drummer, an
Yeah,
unknown kid, basically, when we did
was
this.
great.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
He's made like a machine, bro, like a train that can't be stopped, bro. It's unbelievable. Anyway, he reminded me of like a modern Mitch Mitchell in a way. He's like unbelievable in a way. Yeah, in a way, he's great.
Wow.
But anyway, so Todd sends me the demos, and I go, wow, this is amazing. You go into the Trantic State. We meet up at the studio down in Culver City here in LA, and I met Nick and I met Todd, and we instantly hit it off. We instantly were the same type of people. We laughed, we got along, and that was great. And we started singing songs. They liked the demos because what I did was I came in. And I'm sorry, I skipped the part. I came in and I put my vocals on the demos Todd had. That's when me and Todd, I'm skipping this. This is so important. Me and Todd developed a relationship doing this, like a friendship, doing this in the studio, sitting and recording these songs together, writing these things. And then they were writing in the studio together. So they brought me in finally, and I finally was able to sing with the band live, and it just clicked. And we knew that we had something special. You could never know, though, because people have to, judge you. You gotta, you know what I mean? People gotta like it. You could be like, yeah, it's the greatest that you ever heard, but then it's not. You know what I mean? So we tempered our energies, and we just focused on the music. We focused on creating soul music, what we wanted to create, what we needed to, the things we felt was like the most moving of the songs. And we got down to it, man. And suddenly there were songs, Suspect, and there's a bunch of unreleased stuff that we didn't.
Suspect, bro.
Yeah. It's just click in your seatbelt and hold on, because we're going to hit the gas. And it's going to go down this track as fast as possible. And it's fun. We love hardcore because it's fun. It liberates something beneath your spleen. You can't help it. It just starts, it makes you go, man. It's a trantic, unbelievable feeling to listen to good hardcore. Anything from the Bad Brains, Minor Threat, you guys, all that stuff. It's something changes in you. And that's what Fireburn did for us. And we were feeling it. But when we gave it to other people and the same thing happened to them, it was an unreal feeling. We were so really thankful and elated, and like, whatever musician wants, you're an earthly person. You're not you're spiritual, but you're earthly too, and you're happy when people love your stuff. You're like, oh my God, it's unbelievable. And the first person that ever heard it for anyone was Norwood Fisher from Fishbone. When we were really kind of almost there, I was so excited. I called him. I said, bro, you got to come down, please come down and listen to this. And he was just blown away. So we were really thankful. We're really thankful that people liked it. Really happy with the end product. It was recorded at NRG Studios. And Kyle did the recording, the engineering, and the mixing. And I'd never forget walking in the studio. with Todd the Sunday and hearing Suspect for the first time over those big speakers. And I don't know, I just thought it was the craziest hardcore I ever heard. I was like, oh my God, this is insane. Like, this is like, I just remember like, I had a mix of like, it was unbelievable. Like I laughed. I was like, it was insane. And then like he played Break It Down. And I just thought, man, we got something really special here, man. And I said, and then next thing you know, Close Casket put it on YouTube before they released it.
Yeah, I remember this. Yep.
Right? And then all of a sudden, bro, it was like, and I'm really, man, we're just really happy that people liked it.
You know,
really
people, we missed you, man. You know, we missed you, and
you guys too.
a lot of us were big fans of your work with the Bad Brains, and we were very super excited when when we found out that you and Todd were working together, and I just want to say, I'm sort of trying to figure out which picture I want to put up here, but I'm gonna go with this one here, but I just want to say, there's a lot of people that I miss, but I really miss Todd, and he was a really talented guy, man. And
to know him was to love him, bro.
Yeah,
to know him was to love him. You just had to know him. Just had to see that smile, that kind-natured person. But he was a strong guy. Todd was not a sucker. He was not a sucker. He was raised in the streets.
No.
But despite the fact of being raised in the streets, he had a heart of gold, a heart of pure gold, bro. And it was unreal to be around him. He was really a highly spiritual person. It was unreal to be around him.
I'll say this, man. Todd lived by the sword and he died by the sword, and he was an incredibly talented person, and yes. I miss him. That one really, I'm still, man. That was a great loss. God, I can't.
He loved the music, bro. He loved it. He loved. Let me tell you, little Todd, God rest his soul, brother. We miss you wherever you are. If you're listening, bro, we love you, bro. We miss you in this music, and we miss you in a physical form, but we know you're in a better place.
Here.
Todd Youth.
Here's my last one. My last
Yeah.
one. Hold on. My last one, which I love, is me and him on stage, playing at the Bowery Electric, and fuck, man, I miss that fucking guy, man, and it's just a great fuck.
Yeah, God rest his soul. He was a roadie for the Bad Brains when he was 12 years old, 13. Yeah. He's pushing around cases. He's been around the scene for so long, since '82. But Todd Youth was a great writer. We not just a great human being transfer, but a great songwriter, bro. He loved punk. He loved hardcore. And hardcore is the son of rock and roll. I'm talking about the Little Richard rock and roll.
Yeah,
the
man.
Stuff that freaked people out for the first time, seeing a guy go, wow, it made people go, what the hell was that? So you're talking about people that are carrying a torch uncontrollably, unconsciously, subconsciously feeling the need to escape, and the hardcore is where it's at. That hard reaching through when you're reaching this place where it's going faster and faster, but more beautiful and more revealing and everything else. So
hey, can we take a couple questions from our people?
Please, let's take a couple questions.
Let's do a couple of questions. This is from our good friend Chucky Brown from Prince City. Drew, can you ask him about working with Jamaican producer The Scientist, who mixed Jaja Children?
Great question. What's up, Chucky? Yeah, so The Scientist is actually I consider him, I met him about 10, 11 years ago, and I consider him a very good friend of mine. He's a dear brother, really, great person. He mixed a couple of my other reggae efforts before that, and that's kind of how we started linking up. I had done some stuff on my own, which I just recorded an album that I did all on my own. But he had mixed the reggae, that album that I did. And so we started hooking up, linking up in the studio. I think I dropped a bass line on a remix for a System of a Down record one time, a reggae remix. You know, we just started hooking up with different mixes. And so how is it like to work with the scientist? Well, he's a legend. He mixed the music of Rastafari and gave us our, really the headwind, the tailwind that blew the culture into its form by delivering the great dub of that late 70s era that changed it all. He's
an older guy now, right?
Well, I don't know if he's an older guy. I think he might be I don't know. I don't really know how old Scientist is, but he's in his form. When you see him, he doesn't look like an older guy. He's relatively still young looking and still strong. But he developed, look, scientists, people should know this, scientists created ways of recording, you know. He's the first to mix. Yeah. I mean, I know you know this, Drew, but he's the first to mix songs.
Keep talking. I got to look up this guy's age. Go ahead.
He's the first to mix songs using the mixer, record songs using the mixer. So he would mix basically to the mix and then record the. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, Brother Science, but forgive me. But
he's not that old, man. He's 60 years old.
And he looks great, and he's still fit. He's still ready to rock and roll. So he had unique ways of producing. And I give him a lot of credit, but it's great working with him. He introduced me to the Roots Radix. I did 2 songs with the Roots Radix, one called Jehovah and the other one called, I forget what the other one was called, World in Trouble. And great with the Roots Radix. Before the drummer passed away, I met them through the scientist. So working with the scientist, to answer your question, Chucky, is just a blessing. And I think we got some more works in the future. So when he mixed the song on Fireburn's record, it wasn't the first time we worked together. And so it was a great experience. He remixed Jaja's Children, and I think he did a great job. He always does a fantastic job.
Hey, let's hop on this a second. Upstate Rick is asking, here's our opportunity to talk about any solo stuff in mind for the future. You sent me some of your new music. It's great. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing musically now and what we can expect in the future.
Sure, why not? I'm doing right now, well, you know, I took a little time off from music. It was things going on in life that make it that way sometimes. But now I feel like I'm back to my own self. And so at night, you know, I have a great job where I'm managing some buildings and all of that. It's amazing. But at night, I still am an insomniac and I still write music since as a kid. So I still got an album. Now I got an album I just wrote, and I called the album Meltdown. It's a mixture now, you know, on the New York Hardcore Chronicles, but admittedly, a small portion of the album is hardcore and it's mostly punk. It's mostly like,
all right, bringing it back to the roots, bringing it back to the punk roots,
to the roots, to the grind, you know, garage punk. But a lot of it's hardcore. A lot of it's like a different kind of hardcore. I'm trying to push it to my little style a little bit. And I'll show you a little couple, about a minute or so to go through a couple tracks here. If you can hear it, you know, the audience won't be able to hear it too clear.
Let's see
but they'll get an idea at least. Maybe the drums will be flowing.
Let's hear it.
But this is one of the songs. It's called Now or Never, you know. These are the unmixed versions. So it's like you got like
the audio. Oh, there you go. What was that? That sounded good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All right, it's a little the audio's coming in and out, but the audio's coming in and out.
Yeah, I guess what it is the the constant barrage of the drums. But it's all like hardcore punk. And so, people, if you want to get a new record, it's being mastered now, a lot of it. And that was unmastered little mixes I have here. But it'll be out soon. It's called Meltdown, and it's going to be 12 songs long. There's some reggae on it, got some reggae.
Hey, it's so ugly, but life is so lovely, y'all. Got to leave up in the time around, and love is what we got to give, not right. Like food for life is dead. Nobody can beat it. Oh no.
Yeah, brother. You and I got to make some music together one day. I write, arrange, record, mix, and play all my music. So you and I got to get together one day and do a song.
You get me these tracks, and we'll get them out there. Let me ask you another question from James Mullen. Israel, will the unreleased Fireburn material ever be released, or is there any attempt on new material or move on without Todd Youth?
Great question. Who asked that question?
This is from James Mullen.
What's up, James? Great question. I think the answer to those questions, without revealing too much, is yes. There are.
Well done.
Yeah. There are Fireburn songs that are gonna come out that I don't think people have heard. So please stay tuned. Fireburn is not finished. Fireburn is chilling in the harbor right now.
Good.
And I have done a solo record where I'm just kind of venturing out into the harbor, scooting around, having some good fun. But we'll get back on the Fireburn ship and come out and mash it up with everybody. And I actually received a song from them. But we got some things coming out. I don't think I can mention what's coming out exactly, but just please stay tuned because Fireburn is about to put some stuff out. And
you know what? That's fantastic, man, and that's great that you're moving on and with it. And I'm sure Todd would be thrilled, man. And so we're all I didn't know that, so I'm really thrilled that this you're gonna move ahead with it. That's really great, man. Good for you.
Well, I was broken up about Todd dying, man. That was my best buddy, and a lot of people don't know it. We had planned like a little hiatus because we were going to record the record.
Yep.
And so I hadn't talked to him in a while. And it was like I woke up one day and I turned on the Facebook and Todd Youth is dead. And I'm going, what? Are you serious? I didn't believe it at first. I just kind of but I kept seeing rest in peace. And it was Saturday morning. So I called his phone. So I was broken up about it for a long time. Fireburn was a great band. I loved what we were doing, and Todd was a great writer, and he made me write lyrics in a funky style that I had needed to do. That New York, that style he does is that old school punk, where it's almost funky. It's almost like it's got so it makes you sing in a way that I grew up singing in a sense, and I had missed for a long time because I think a lot of people have moved away from that particular style. Not out of any but when Todd sent me those demos, I went, I can't believe it. This is exactly what's been rolling around in my head, So yeah, man, there's stuff coming out.
All right, so hey, let's we're going to wrap it up in the next couple minutes. I want to bring on my guys. Let me bring on Rat Bones and Steven, and let's see what what they have to say as we head towards the door. But hey, Rat Bones.
Yo, what up? What up?
Hey, Steven.
What's up?
What up?
What's up, Steven? What's up, Rat Bones?
Hey, what up, baby?
Hey,
Chilling, man. Good seeing you guys.
Hey, Rat Bones, you got anything for Iz?
I got one thing to say. Ja, Rastafari, Haile Selassie.
Rastafari, Haile Selassie, my
There we
brother,
go.
King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah.
Yeah, boy.
You know, they tried to hide that. Once they should have told us from kids about the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. I mean, once you hear that, you must know, like, wow, they try to hide it, man. But once you know it, you know it. And I give thanks and praise you said that, man. That's crucial, John.
And Israel, I do have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
It's a legit show. We keep it legit over here. I'd like to know, and also, you know, the way you didn't really fill HR's shoes, you created something immersed in a new direction for the Bad Brains, and that's incredible how you guys picked that up, because how can you replace that guy? But also, we forget, because HR is such a big personality, that his brother Earl wasn't in the band at the time also, with Mackie being on drums. And I just wanted to know, did you ever get the jam with Earl also in the Bad Brains at any point in time?
Yes. The answer is yes. Even in 2008 when we toured South America. But I'll tell you what the deal is with Rise. I'll tell you the distinct deal is with Rise. When I first approached the Bad Brains, we thought about the type of record we were going to do. Now, I immediately was like, I can't replace HR. I knew HR personally as a person, but I also knew HR as a performer. I had never, look, there's a few things you got to know about me. I was a kid then. I was in '87. I was 16 years old. How can I go see the Bad Brains? You know, I had never seen them live, ever, right? And so I only imagined the things I heard and the live record that I had and the Spirit Electricity record. I only imagined like what it was like live, right? But I know how I was feeling as a youth. I was the anxious youth that I was. So to me, I wasn't trying to replace HR. I was just trying to really bring my own energy. That being said, I thought I was going to get together with the Bad Brains and write a punk album. I thought we were going to go, like, you know, like, yeah, I thought we were going to do all that. And Daryl Jennifer was the one who said, whoa, Parsi, you know, he said, man, we've been doing that for 30 years. He said, we know how to do that. He goes, but your voice is different in HR. He goes, and that means you're inspiring us to write different tones and different moods. And we're going to write a few punks, and we do have coming in numbers, unidentified. But I think that me as a youth caused them to expand that. And Daryl because look, if you know the story of Bad Brains, the reason they was playing punk is they started playing punk to audiences that rejected them. And they just kept playing the punk because, you know, it is a feeling when people are. So Daryl, he wanted the band to progress. And I think that was the reason that Rise has its distinct sound. Not progress is the wrong word. I'll change that word. He wanted the band to expand. And I think with me, he saw that he could expand what he was doing on the bass and what Daryl was doing on the guitar.
Hey,
and that's what that is.
Cool. Hey, Steven, you with us?
I am. Sorry about that.
Hey, it's okay. Tell us a little bit about this photo. This is one of your photos. Tell us a little bit about this photo.
This is taken. The Bad Brains did a show for High Times. It was like a High Times magazine party. And the headliner of the show was Sebastian Bach, and his backing band was Pantera.
Wow.
And
it's crazy.
It was insane. And the Bad Brains played, and a New York band called Rosary Violet played.
Oh, I remember them.
And a few other bands I can't remember right now. But it was, for me, one of my memories of this show is when I was up front shooting, somebody came running from the side of the stage and was running right at me. And at the last second, I was holding my camera, and I knew it was going to be either my camera or my head. And I pulled the camera down and put my head down, and this guy's boot clocked me right in the head. And I was just happy that my camera didn't take the hit and that my head would heal.
But that's a great shot at the limelight. Do you remember playing that show?
So crazy, I remember things. My memory is weird. I don't know if I got knocked in the head as a kid or whatever, but time goes weird for me, and I remember things like that like it was yesterday, bro. Maybe it happens to everybody, I don't know. But that, I look at that picture, and it's like I'm still standing there. I remember that show like it was last week. I remember arriving at the limelight. I remember looking at the limelight and thinking of all the times as a kid growing up in New York, I looked at this spot going, I wonder if, I'll ever play there, or just looking at that spot, being a part of New York, and then going to play that spot for herb, for weed. And it was for herb. It's not a weed, it's an herb. And I think that's something we need to change the consciousness to. It's like an herb, it's medicinal. But anyway, for herb, and we're playing, I'm playing with the Bad Brains. So yeah, man, it was unforgettable. And as a youth at 20, 21 years old, I was so passionate about, and I still am, but I was really so passionate about what I was doing. No thought about anything. I remember smoking herb everywhere. I remember lighting herb up everywhere, back everywhere I was.
You were in a band with a bunch of dreads, right?
And I give thanks and praises. I give thanks and praises for that. But it was pretty great, and that night was really great. And I'm glad for the legalization of herb that's coming along. I got to say, I don't like people doing drugs. Look, I'm real straight edge. It's funny. I never did herb until I was 19 years old. Believe it or not, it's a funny thing to admit. I did not smoke weed until I was 19, although I knew people that did. And when I did, I always had a weird personality before that. Like I was like a daydreamer, and herb kind of made me focus. So like I know the power of it. But I'm really against drugs. I'm against, all the drugs and stuff. And I think that people, could use not doing that. I don't promote drugs or nothing like that. But weed and, mushrooms, hey, I'm down. But no, I'm not down with drugs. I don't even drink. I kept it pretty straight edge my whole life.
Hey, Steven and Rat Bones, thanks. And, we'll see it. Rat Bones, you got a thing happening on Saturday, right?
I got a thing happening next Saturday in Bushwick from 1 to 8. 300 Knickerbocker. It's going to be a huge set with vendors, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a cool event.
Steven, thank you, buddy.
My pleasure, Israel. A pleasure. Great show. Great avenue.
Hey, it was awesome. Great seeing you, Steve. Great seeing you, Rat Bones.
Always good.
See you, Rat Bones. See you, Steven. See you, Rat Bones. All right, my guys. My
guys, they're great.
My guys.
Great. I remember going out on Fireburn, and Rat Bones came out a few times to help us out with merch and stuff, and he's always such an awesome person.
Absolutely. Hey, I want to thank you a million for coming on the show, brother. We could go on another hour, or so.
We got to do it again. Let's do it again. Let's have let's have a powwow again on this show. I love it, man. You do a great show.
Thank you. When the new stuff comes out, you'll come back on and we'll talk about the new stuff and when you're ready to come to New York and play, hopefully by then we'll have the A7 up and running again, and you'll come and you'll be our guest at the A7.
You're the best, Drew. You got a deal. You're the best. Thank you, my brother.
You know what? I want to leave everybody once again with this photo, because it's such a great photo, and it makes us all feel so good, So
I love you, HR. You're the man, HR. I want to send that out to you. You did so much for us. You led the way. You were the torch that lit in the darkness when there was nothing but, false signs, so to speak. You were the torch that gave us direction, and I love you, bro, for being that receptor, that open conduit to the other side, to lead us all, to show us how to stand up and how to be strong and how to think about PMA and how to have a spiritual life and a punk rock life and a spiritual life and a hardcore life combined. Who would have ever thought? But we thank you, HR. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Paul Hudson, Javrastafari. Thank you, bro. I
Thanks.
big you up out there. And Drew, you're the
Iz,
man for what
love
you've
you,
done all
Iz.
these years. I love you too, bro. You've done
I'll
so
talk
much
to
for us. Thank you so much, Drew. Thank you.
my pleasure, brother. Take care of yourself out there. I'll talk to you soon.
You got it. Thank you.
Well, there you go. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Of course, we're sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, and Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards. Please check out on Facebook the Your Hardcore fan page that just started up by our good friend. Thank you, everybody. Upstate Rick, Alexander, Matt Binks, Ryan, Bill Luck, Happy Jack, Brian Whittemore, all you guys, Chris Hoffman, John McHugh. I can watch this all day. I start to get a little punch drunk at like 2 hours personally. You know, I get a little punch drunk at like 2 hours. You know, I start hitting a wall. But that was a great show, man. You know, Israel's a really great guy. I want to remind everybody before I'm out the door, once again, please, we have this event coming up on Sunday, a week from today, after the Craig Silverman show. We're doing the Sunday matinee from the Bowery show, streaming live. Please go buy a ticket at www.theboweryelectric.com. Please support this event. Stigma's playing. The Stigma Circus is coming to town. Antidote New York Hardcore and The Craze. It's going to be a great, fun show. I'm super excited about playing music, even though I rehearsed yesterday and I just talked for 2.5 hours straight and my friggin' throat is killing me. I'm super excited about doing the show. That said, Ryan, I get sad when these are done, but I get it, Drew. Listen, I learned a long time ago, you know, it's better to end a little early than too late. You know, it's good to, you know, this is a really, hi, Whitney. Hope you're well. Haven't seen you in a while. Dory, hey, thanks. Yeah, he was great, man. It was great. John Wolf, great show. Another successful Sunday and no work tomorrow. That's right. Thank you, everybody. I want everybody to have a great holiday tomorrow. It's Monday. A lot of us aren't working. And it's very melancholy in a certain way. It's the last, traditionally, you know, it's the last weekend of the summer. It's been a weird summer. Summer came and went very fast. It's been very strange, but this is the last one. So have a good time tomorrow and do good things. And I'll see you on Wednesday with JJ from Discharge. And if you're not a patron, please come and be a patron. Come join our community with the community. I love you, and good things will come to you.